Dear Diary, we are at war. The world has been plunged into chaos as Japan staged a surprise attack on our country, crippling the U.S. Pacific Fleet. The shockwaves of this attack reverberated across the globe, and with Germany and Italy also declaring war on the United States, we find ourselves in the midst of a global conflict, a war like no other. This week, a significant development has taken place. The world's largest super bomber has been completed, and Perry has assigned Clark Kent and me to cover its first test run. The super bomber itself was a massive fortress. It's about 5 to 10 times bigger than a B-17 bomber with a runway on the back of it. The plane was a technological marvel for our era. It's big enough to house fighter jets and is taller than most buildings. It can also serve as an airstrip for launching smaller planes. This massive bomber is capable of catastrophic destruction. I really looked forward to this assignment. However, there's a chilling incident that's left me deeply puzzled. I received a piece of intel about a security guard who got blackjacked while guarding the bomber. Strangely, nothing was stolen from the base, and the assailant vanished without a trace. It's a perplexing mystery, and I can't help but wonder if there's more to it than meets the eye. But the real adventure unfolded on that fateful day of the test run. The super bomber was a sight to behold. I was not prepared for what awaited us. It seemed to take forever from the bottom stair lift to get into the plane because of its height. I felt more comfortable knowing that this piece of marvel belongs to our country and not our adversaries.
How'd you like to be making the test flight in this, Lois?
Maybe I will.
Fine chance.
Everyone off, please. Everyone off.
Come on, Lois. That's us.
I purposefully trailed behind Clark as all the other journalists and the VIPs exited the plane. Clark was none the wiser. Now, the real work begins.
Say, by the way, Lois. Lois.
While hiding inside the closet, I sensed a terrible turbulence as the plane started to fly erratically.
No, nothing will interfere with voyage to Tokyo.
It was clear that something was amiss with the aircraft, and this was my cue to go and investigate. As I reached the cockpit, it became apparent that I wasn't the only stowaway on board. An elite force of Japanese spies had been hiding on the plane, and they were armed and dangerous. They bound and gagged the pilot and crew, taking control of the aircraft. The spies planned to fly the plane to Tokyo. I managed to make a secret distress call on the radio for help, and the Air Force deployed fighters to confront the bomber. Help was on the way, but the hijackers were one step ahead.
Well-placed bomb will stop pursuit.
In a desperate bid to evade capture, the spies deployed a bomb to prevent the fighter jets from taking off. It was a tense and precarious situation. and I couldn't help but feel a sense of helplessness.
This looks like a job for Superman.
Superman came to the rescue. Somehow, Superman had managed to get inside the plane, but he was soon discovered by the lead spy. As he arrived on the scene, he was greeted with the chilling news that they had captured me, and the spies threatened to drop me from the bomb bay doors unless he departed. However, the spy proved to be more treacherous than anticipated, releasing me anyway. But in the blink of an eye, Superman was there. He saved me from the unthinkable fate that awaited. Superman quickly dispatched the first two mere mortals without breaking a sweat. The lead enemy agent bolted the door to the cockpit. As Superman began breaking down the door, he realized that he had no hope against Superman. So, he decided to do the next best thing and started to sabotage the plane's controls. He opted to go out kamikaze style and take all of us with him. We are at war, my dear diary. Superman acted swiftly, taking me out of the plane and gently placing me on the ground. Superman returns to the nose of the plane using his massive strength to catch the plane and stopping the massive bomber from crashing into the city, landing it safely in the middle of a road. It was a breathtaking display of heroism and power that left me in awe. It seems to me that Superman has finally mastered his flying abilities. He's flying on a different level. In the end, our superhero saved all the citizens who came out to see the test flight of the super bomber and captured the spies.
Well, you're safe in this plane, Lois.
I'd feel much safer if Superman were here.
It's important to reflect on a dark chapter in American history that unfolded during WW2. The terrible choice America made toward Japanese Americans is a stain on our past that we must never forget. During WW2, the regrettable treatment of Japanese Americans is a stain on our history. Around 120,000 people of Japanese descent lived on the U.S. mainland during the 1941 Pearl Harbor attack, with about 2/3 being U.S. citizens. This led to widespread fear and prejudice. In response, the Roosevelt administration implemented a severe policy that unjustly forced both alien and citizen Japanese Americans into internment camps, a violation of their civil rights. Let us remember history's lessons and the need to protect the rights and freedoms of all, regardless of their ancestry. Japanese Americans' resilience and the lessons from this dark chapter should guide us toward a just and inclusive society. Let's hope for a peaceful planet. Until next time. My dear diary. Yours, Lois Lane.